Karen K. Simon, a former legal officer with the Attorney General's chambers, contracted by the previous New National Party government, has won a significant legal battle following her abrupt termination by the National Democratic Congress NDC administration. Simon was initially contracted from December 1st, 2019 to November 30th, 2021 and entered a second contract for the period December 1st, 2021 to November 30th, 2023. She was formally appointed on February 22nd, 2022 by the Governor General of Grenada, acting on the advice of the Judicial and Legal Services Commission. In October 2022, mere months after the NDC administration took office, Simon was issued a letter of termination with immediate effect by Ms. Anna Brizan, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Legal Affairs, stating that her services were no longer needed. On February 20th, 2023, Brizan issued a second letter, this time cancelling the earlier termination and informing Simon of a new termination effective immediately based on the Judicial and Legal Services Commission recommendation. She was also informed that she would be paid her service fee through March 2023. Simon filed a constitutional motion on August 21st, 2023, seeking declaration that her termination violated Section 88(2) of the Grenada Constitution. The High Court ruling by Justice Agnes Acti found that Simon's dismissal violated Section 88(2) of the Grenada Constitution, rendering the termination null and void. Ruling in Simon's favor, Government was ordered to pay the fee for the unexpired term of her contract with the Government of Grenada for the period April to November 2023, inclusive of interest at the rate of 3% from the date of filing the claim until judgment and at the rate of 6% from the date of judgment until payment is full. The NDC administration is also ordered to pay Simon vindictory damages in the sum of $20,000 for distress and inconvenience. Legal representative for Ms. Simon, Ruggles Ferguson, spoke to the news team about his client's recent victory.
The total judgment sum will be in the region of $120,000 plus interest, which accumulates daily on the judgment sum. There was an attempt to settle this matter because we contended very early that her termination was in violation of Section 88 of the Constitution, which in a sense protects public officers and avoids or prevents them from being terminated in the very manner that Ms. Simon was terminated.
According to Ferguson, there are several similar cases against the current government presently within the justice system, some of which are awaiting judgment.
In this case, K. Simon was a legal officer and she was protected by Section 88 of the Constitution. We do have other matters pending, and in fact, there is one awaiting judgment, and that has to do with the what is challenged as the unconstitutionality of the termination. So from the standpoint of one, termination, and two, challenges on the basis of the constitutionality and the validity of the termination, they may be similar.
The lawyer explained that while employers have a right to terminate an employee, it must be done fairly.
And the employer has the right to terminate, or the power to terminate. It just has to be done in the proper manner. And of course, it must also be done fairly. One has to be mindful that there is constitutional protection. Whatever the power that be, whichever government is there, it matters not, because the same constitutional protection remains. At the end of the day, you must be fair. And once there is fairness involved, the greater you will be protected.
Rina Thomas, GBN News.